Imagine this, the year is 1863. The American Civil War is in full swing, and the fate of a nation hangs in the balance. The United States, a nation conceived in liberty, finds itself divided. The North and the South, two halves of a single country, stand at odds over issues of slavery and states' rights. The tension between these two regions has reached a fever pitch, and the country is embroiled in a brutal civil war. In the midst of this conflict, a small town in Pennsylvania becomes the stage for an event that would turn the tides of this war: the Battle of Gettysburg. A battle that would not only decide the fate of this young nation, but also etch its mark deep into the annals of history. Over the course of 3 grueling days in July, the Union and Confederate armies would clash in an epic struggle. The stage was set for one of the most significant battles in American history. In this high-stakes drama, who were the key players? Let's take a moment to meet the men behind the strategies and decisions that would shape the Battle of Gettysburg and the Civil War. First, we have General Robert E. Lee, the commander of the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia. Known for his audacity and tactical brilliance, Lee was considered a formidable opponent on the battlefield. At Gettysburg, he aimed to deal a decisive blow to Union forces. On the Union side, we have General George G. Meade, the newly appointed commander of the Army of the Potomac. With a reputation for cautiousness, Meade was thrust into a high-pressure situation, tasked with defending Pennsylvania from Lee's invasion. Then there's General George Pickett, one of Lee's trusted subordinates. His infamous charge on the third day of battle would go down in history as a bold but disastrous move. These men would shape the course of the Battle of Gettysburg and ultimately, the course of the Civil War. July 1, 1863, the first day of battle begins. The serene morning is shattered by the thunderous echoes of gunfire and cannon blasts. Day 1 of the Battle of Gettysburg is marked by the Confederates, led by General Robert E. Lee, pushing against the Union forces towards the town of Gettysburg. Despite their fierce resistance, the Union's forces are overwhelmed, and they retreat to Cemetery Hill, setting the stage for the next 2 days of conflict. As dawn breaks on July 2nd, the second day of battle, both sides are preparing for a fight that will make history. General Lee, emboldened by the previous day's success, plans to continue the assault, aiming to seize the high ground from the Union forces. On the other side, Union General George Meade, having arrived overnight, organizes a fishhook-shaped defensive line, running from Culp's Hill, along Cemetery Ridge, to the Round Tops. The day's conflict is a series of intense back-and-forth encounters with both sides gaining and losing ground. The Union forces manage to hold their ground, turning the tide of the battle in their favor. The third and final day of battle, July 3rd, is marked by one of the most famous military engagements in American history, Pickett's Charge. General Lee, still determined to break the Union center, orders an all-out infantry assault, led by General George Pickett. Approximately 15,000 Confederate soldiers march across an open field towards the Union center on Cemetery Ridge, a sight both awe-inspiring and chilling. However, the Union's artillery and infantry fire decimate the Confederate forces, causing heavy casualties, and the charge ultimately fails. This moment becomes the turning point of the Battle of Gettysburg, and many argue the Civil War itself. It's a desperate gamble by Lee, one that doesn't pay off, leading to a significant loss for the Confederate side. The 3 days of the Battle of Gettysburg are filled with strategic decisions, intense combat, and turning points that shape the course of American history. It's a testament to the bravery, resilience, and sacrifice of the soldiers on both sides, a brutal clash that underscores the harsh realities of war. The battle's progression over these 3 days illustrates not just the tactical maneuvers and strategic decisions made by the key figures involved, but also the human element. The battle's ebb and flow, the changing fortunes, and the final outcome are all shaped by the choices made by the individuals on the ground, from the highest-ranking generals to the foot soldiers fighting for their lives. After 3 days of bloody combat, the Battle of Gettysburg finally came to an end. The fields of Gettysburg, once quiet and peaceful, are forever marked by the echoes of gunfire, the cries of the fallen, and the courage of those who fought. This decisive battle, a turning point in the Civil War, leaves an indelible imprint on the fabric of American history. The smoke clears, and the aftermath of the battle reveals itself. As the dust of the Battle of Gettysburg settled, the reality of the conflict came into devastating focus. The fields of Pennsylvania were transformed into a vast canvas of destruction, a grim testament to the ferocity of the 3-day clash. The cost of this pivotal battle was astronomical. Approximately 51,000 lives were claimed over the course of those 3 days. The Union Army suffered around 23,000 casualties, while the Confederates saw a loss of about 28,000 soldiers. This staggering figure comprised men who were either killed, wounded, missing, or captured. The scale of devastation was so profound that it eclipsed every other engagement in the American Civil War. Beyond the human cost, the Battle of Gettysburg had far-reaching strategic implications. For the Confederacy, the defeat marked a significant turning point. General Lee's invincibility was shattered, and the hope of a decisive victory on Union soil was dashed. The South's morale plummeted, and the tide of the war began to turn in favor of the Union. For the Union, the victory at Gettysburg was a beacon of hope. It revitalized the North's resolve to see the war through to its end. It marked the first significant defeat of Lee's army and provided a much-needed boost to Union morale. Strategically, it halted the Confederate incursion into the North and put the Union Army on the offensive. However, the victory came at a tremendous cost. The Union Army was left to deal with the aftermath of the battle, the wounded, and the dead. The town of Gettysburg was transformed into a massive field hospital, a stark reminder of the human cost of war. In the grand scheme of the Civil War, the Battle of Gettysburg served as a pivotal turning point. It represented a shift in momentum, a change in strategy, and a renewed determination to bring the conflict to a close. But these gains came at a significant price. Gettysburg was a turning point, but at a staggering cost. The Battle of Gettysburg left an indelible mark on American history. Its impact reverberated far beyond the immediate aftermath of those 3 fateful days in July 1863. This battle, this turning point, would shape the course of the Civil War, and indeed, the very fabric of the nation. In the wake of Gettysburg, the Confederacy's hopes for a swift and decisive victory were dashed. The Southern morale took a severe blow, and the Northern resolve was rekindled, fueling their determination to see the war through to the end. The Confederacy would never again mount a major offensive on Northern soil, and their once formidable military machine began to lose its momentum. Gettysburg became a symbol of sacrifice and unity for the Union. President Abraham Lincoln, in his renowned Gettysburg Address, honored the fallen soldiers and used this moment of deep national pain to reinforce the ideals of freedom and equality. His words, "That government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth," still echo through the annals of time, reminding us of the principles upon which this nation was built. The battlefield itself has become hallowed ground, a national shrine drawing millions of visitors each year. Those who walk its grounds cannot help but feel a sense of reverence, an awareness of the great cost of the freedoms we enjoy today. The countless monuments and markers serve as silent witnesses to the valor and sacrifice of those who fought here. Gettysburg is more than just a chapter in a history book. It is a poignant reminder of a nation's struggle to define itself, a struggle that continues to influence our collective identity. The legacy of Gettysburg is etched not only in the landscape but also in the national psyche, a testament to the resilience and tenacity of the American spirit. The Battle of Gettysburg, a turning point that shaped a nation. It is a story of courage and sacrifice, of a nation torn apart, and of the enduring legacy that emerged from the ashes of conflict. A legacy that continues to shape the course of American history. So, what does the Battle of Gettysburg mean in the grand tapestry of American history? It's more than just a chapter in a textbook or a tale of valor and courage. It's a turning point, a moment where the course of a nation was irrevocably altered. The Battle of Gettysburg was the fulcrum upon which the Civil War teetered. The Union's victory marked a shift in momentum, a beacon of hope in the darkest hours of a nation divided. The echoes of Gettysburg resonate even today, reminding us of the sacrifices made, the lives lost, and the ideals fought for. Its memory serves as a testament to the resilience of a nation in the face of adversity, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the American people. What if Gettysburg had turned out differently? How might the face of America have changed? It's a question worth pondering, don't you think?